all this talk about next year's sneaker releases, Jordan Brand basically unloading every single hyped up sneaker that they could possibly re-release, it's completely understandable that it's got people preparing for the great wallet emptying of 2025. But while it's super easy to focus on the future, right now there is some extremely dope sneaker releases like what we got today, the Jordan 4 Fear. And here we have the box. So basically, a little bit of a special packaging, the same packaging that was included on the original. You've got some text on the top, which we will get into. It plays into the storytelling. You got the Jumpman, the flight text, and then you've got the speckling, which we are all pretty much used to now with any Jordan release, or at least most of them. So let's pop them open and let me show you guys today's sneaker. It's the return of the Jordan 4 Fear. And the main notable things about the unboxing is that you do get some paper with the same text that's on the box, and then the shoes themselves come with this little cardboard cutout that's placed on the tongue just to stop this black tongue bleeding onto the white sock liner. But here we have them, looking really good, and more importantly feeling really good as well. To make this one as straightforward as possible, making sure that we cover everything you're going to need to know about this pair of shoes, let's do it in an orderly fashion. So release details, best place to start. This one's a little bit interesting. I think they were originally rumored to drop on November the 9th. However, now it seems like the actual release date is going to be November the 16th. Now that 16th release date is also a little bit weird because we're supposed to be getting a pair of Travis Scotts, and two massive releases on the exact same day seems a little bit un-Jordan Brand like, but who knows, it might just force people to make a choice between those and these. Either way, they retail for $215, the regular price point that you now expect with Jordan 4s, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure how hard these things are going to be to get. It's kind of hard to figure out the exact hype for this pair of shoes and how many pairs that they've produced. So we're going to have to wait and see on that one, but with all of the release details out of the way, let's get into this pair of sneakers and some of the details that you may not know about this pair of shoes. So this is, like I said, a re-release of the original Jordan 4 Fear that dropped back in 2013. Now, it actually dropped as a pack, so there was 3 different sneakers included in the Fear pack. That was a pair of Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s, and a pair of Jordan 5s. And as some of you guys may remember, the Jordan 3 Fears from this exact same pack actually had a re-release last year in 2023. So now we're getting these in 2024. Does that mean the Jordan 5s are going to be dropping next year? Maybe, but we haven't seen any rumors about that one. It is a little bit odd that they're dropping them separately now, whereas like the original one was done, it's like, you know, they all dropped together as a pack. But I don't really mind. The Jordan 4s are definitely the highlight, at least for me personally. These would be the ones that I would look out for. Now, the inspiration behind this pair of shoes and obviously the entire Fear pack is actually a commercial. Many thought it was like something to do with Halloween because they kind of dropped close to Halloween and Fear, so that kind of makes sense. But no, it was actually a marketing campaign that aired in 2008 called Become Legendary. Now, it's centered around the lines that Michael Jordan said, "I'm scared of what I won't become, you're scared of what I could become." Now, those lines was the text that you saw on the top of the box and of course the paper, and originally when this dropped in 2013, they also had the text on the insoles, which to my surprise, they did not include that with this pair, so no text on the insoles. So the sneakers themselves, very nice colorway and even better materials. I just really like what they did with the materials here. It does make it feel like overall a premium pair of Jordan 4s. You've got a white outsole, well, white and black, and that kind of transitions to a very light gray midsole. My favorite detail about this midsole has to be the paint splatters that you find around the back, and what's really cool about this, which is super subtle, is it is actually a gradient color. So towards the forefoot, you can see that this is a little bit of a lighter color with the paint splatters, and it slowly transitions to solid black around the back. It's definitely something a little bit more subtle, something you won't notice immediately, just like the Air unit, which actually has a little bit of red on the inside. Again, something you have to look very closely to actually tell. And that is actually the only red that you get on this entire sneaker. There's no other color other than that. Now, the upper is kind of segmented into 3 different nubuck panels, starting with the lightest color, the light gray that wraps around the toe box, acting as the mudguard. That feels pretty nice, but it gets a little bit softer and buttery around the darker color of nubuck that's wrapping around the main part of the shoe. I like it because that's like the most predominant material on this pair of shoes, and it kind of feels the best as well. And then right on top of that, you get all of the black nubuck, which you find around the ankle area, extending into the eye stays. Now, with all of these like different tones of gray that you find on this pair of shoes, I think what really makes this pair of shoes pop is the white eye stays that you find, the little plastic eye stays that you find over here, the tongue tag, and then also the white sock liner. It's just that contrast of the black and the white really makes it kind of stand out. Around the back, you got the Jumpman logo, same thing on the tongue, the Jumpman with the flight text underneath. I think this colorway is going to appeal to like all of the OGs that remember the original release, maybe want another pair of these, but also to people who like don't even know that the Fear Pack is a thing and just like the look of this colorway. Like, aside from all of the neutral tones that this pair of shoes has and how that brings a lot of wearability to this pair of shoes, I think these things just kind of encapsulate something really cool. Like, there's a coolness factor about this colorway. On foot, I think they look really good, and I'll also throw in some b-roll of like different pants that I'm wearing with these things. Like, normally I do that in my reviews. I showcase different pants that I've styled with them, except this time what I'll do is, because like so many people actually ask what pants I'm wearing with the pair of shoes down in the comment section, I can't always respond to every single person, so I'll just put the brand name of the pants that I'm wearing. Again, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, it's just something to help you guys out because I do get a decent amount of questions about the pants that I'm wearing. Now, for sizing reference, I went with my true to size. They fit perfect. I always go with my true to size with Jordan 4s. These are exactly the same, so that's what I'm going to recommend to you. 2024 overall has been really solid for Jordan 4 releases. We had the two heavy hitters right at the beginning of the year with the Bread 4s and obviously the military blues. We also had some solid GRs like the oxidized greens. I thought were really solid. White Thunders, really good option. The wet cements were also pretty cool. So where do these stack up in terms of 2024 Jordans? Well, I do think that these might put people in a little bit of a sticky situation in terms of decision making. Jordan 4s have been pretty watered down this year, not only with all of the new colorways that Jordan has been making, obviously all of the retros play into this as well. People also have a brand new affordable option to pick out from the Jordan 4 RM, which I actually think is a really solid choice. Like, if you want something that's more affordable than the $215 pair of like flagship Jordan 4s, the RMs for 150 bucks are quite appealing. I think they look solid, they're a little bit more comfortable, and just a lower cut variation. So with all of that, is this going to be a must cop for people? I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how people kind of find this pair of shoes. I think in isolation, it's a phenomenal colorway. It's one that I really like. The materials are nailed. Wearability factor is definitely up there. When you zoom out and put it up against all of the releases that have taken place this year and what's going to be happening next year with all of the insane releases, it might become harder and harder to pick these. But again, if this is a pair of shoes that you think you're going to get a ton of wear out of, I don't want you to think that it's a bad option. It's something that I don't think you're going to be disappointed with. Materials are great, colors are great, overall it's a solid option. But hey, I'd love to know what you think of these things down in the comment section. Are you going to be going for them? Let me know. And if you want to check out another video, all you got to do is click that one right over there.